What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
So LeBron James's media company, Uninterrupted, wants to go ahead and make a documentary on the Houston Astros cheating scandal. So this video, I'm going to obviously talk about it, and as well as how that impacted Alex Bregman's decision in leaving his agent Brody Schofield, who also happens to work for Clutch, which is the agency that LeBron James is also in. So I'm going to talk about that. So before we get going with this, make sure you guys like, comment on this video, and subscribe to Saucy Sports TV so you guys can get content on the other videos here in teams in H-Town like the Astros, the Dynamo, or the Rockets. So make sure you guys do that. We also have live streams every Tuesdays and Thursdays, normally around 6 p.m. So make sure you guys subscribe, and also click on that notification bell so you will be notified when we do drop videos, and as well as when we start our live streams as well. So without further ado, let's get going with this video. So LeBron James was very vocal about how unhappy he was with the decision by Rob Manfred to the way he decided to punish the Houston Astros for the cheating scandal that happened in 2017, where they did win the World Series, and he let it know on Twitter. So I'm gonna read the tweet just to go ahead and read it, but this is what the tweet said, and it was: "Listen, I know I don't play baseball, but I am in sports, and I know if someone cheated me out of winning the title and I found out about it, I would be fucking irate. I mean, like, uncontrollable about what I would or could do. Listen here, baseball commissioner. Listen to your players speaking today about how disgusted, mad, hurt, broken, etc., etc. about this. Literally, the ball is in your court, or should I say field, okay? And you need to fix this for the sake of the sports." And he gives the ridiculous hashtag, which I like to use every once in a while. Hashtag just my thoughts, coming from a sports junkie, regardless my own sport I play. He dropped that on February 18, obviously, once the whole scandal was already taken care of and the punishment was given. And all I gotta say is, man, LeBron James has no, I mean, yes, he is in sports, but it doesn't really affect him in any way. And I guess he's given the perspective of if he were to be having that happen to him. But I don't think you know the full story as well, because I mean, once again, this is a league-wide issue. Sign stealing electronically is a league-wide issue. You can go all the way back to that Ken Rosendahl and even Drellich article with Mike Fiers, and the first thing they said in the article, it's a league-wide issue. So it's not just one team that's doing this. And so because of this, making a documentary about something that literally just happened seems kind of pointless to me. And I mean, if they are gonna take the time to make this out, because the thing is also, you know, they always have to get permission to get certain footage. They need to go out and interview people, and I think as far as interviewing people now doesn't seem like a smart idea, because they're still going to be thinking based on talking based off emotion and not logic, and that's not what you want. Obviously you want to kind of go a little bit more down the road and talk about, eventually this is going to be a documentary. They're going to talk about this eventually, but the big question will be, will we be just talking about the Astros, or in a few years do we find out that there's more and more teams that did this as well? And then does that become even larger a scale? Then it's not more just about the Astros cheating. Now it's about the cheating itself. And so I'm just gonna put that out there. This isn't me defending the Astros in any way. You guys need to stop. Whoever comments on this thing and just drops trash can comment or anything, I like many people know, I'm not happy with what they did either. But I'm just saying, what's to say that something pops up? And let's just say that LeBron's company, Uninterrupted, decides to go ahead and just go in with the documentary. They make the documentary, they drop the documentary. People become more irate because obviously this is going to cause more reaction to it. And then as soon as they drop the video, let's say let's say Aaron Judge gets interviewed, and obviously he says his mind, he speaks his piece. He says about how he feels he got robbed by Jose Altuve because Jose Altuve won the MVP award over him. So obviously he's going to talk about it. But what happens if, like, they drop the, let's say they drop the documentary next year. Let's say a few years down the road, they find out that the Yankees were also sign stealing electronically, and maybe they have charts and graphs showing that Aaron Judge used it a lot, that system. Who's to say then? Does that tarnish the legitimacy of that documentary? Not only that, but does that tarnish Aaron Judge? Of course it will. But I mean, this is hypothetical. I'm not saying anything. I'm sure people are already typing up that I'm like talking shit about the Yankees, but I'm clearly not. I'm saying hypothetically here. But just think about it. So that just ruins legitimacy. Now, like I said, if they're going to go ahead and they're just planning it out, seeing what they need to do to get to who for obviously interviews, but as well how to get footage of what they think they can find. But I don't know. But that whole process of its own, like, are they planning on dropping this in 2028 or, you know, like 10 years down the road, or are they planning on dropping this like ASAP to get just to get some reaction? Because to be honest, if you think of documentaries, you think of things that happened years ago. Obviously, like The Last Dance, you know, everybody, I'm sure people have already watched it. That was, you know, almost 10 years ago when that happened. Any kind of documentary, man, it's usually a long time ago. You don't do a World War II documentary the year after World War, you know, and drop it on the year after after World War II. No, you don't do that, because one, obviously that's a lot of footage to begin with, but like you just don't do it like that. You gotta wait till years, have more people to, like, once again, think logically, think rationally, not just speak off of emotion, because when you speak off emotion, it doesn't always tend to sound well to me. And so you always gotta be able to speak thoroughly and logically, and I think that's how you make a documentary very more legitimate, is when you're able to go ahead and really see more what went through their heads as well, instead of just being angry. Because when they're angry, you're just gonna get angry talk. And so that's what I'm saying about that. Now, how does this affect Alex Bregman leaving Brody Schofield? Now, like I said, Brody Schofield works for Clutch, which is the agency that, you know, LeBron James is their largest client, obviously, and Alex Bregman, obviously, that's his agent. So I guess, one, he doesn't seem very fond that, you know, he's going to be working in the same place where a guy that's trying to throw his name in the mud isn't helping it at all as well. But the other issue is that Alex Bregman isn't necessarily happy with his 6-year, $100 million contract. Now, some of you guys are probably like, bro, he signed it. And I get all those things. But I'm sure if you're a good sports agent, especially after the year that Bregman had, and that was, you know, obviously he was up there for the MVP discussion, and I don't think there was necessarily a raise clause for him if he were to be in the discussion for MVP. So that's just kind of on his agent's part right there. You want to make sure you get the best for your athlete, because obviously if he gets fed, you get fed. And I guess he didn't feel that that's what happened. I mean, you know, obviously he signed his contract. That's all. There's nothing you can do at that moment. But clearly he wasn't happy. That he was happy with the amount, but he wasn't happy with the contract itself. Like, what, you know, all this, you know, what was like in between each part of the contract, where were the incentives, what was like the bonuses and all that. And I guess he wasn't happy about that. There was a lack of that in the contract. But also, it doesn't help that he also happens to be in the same building where LeBron James is, and obviously LeBron James is going out of his way to make sure that people know what the Astros did. So there's that. So, man, LeBron James feels some type of way for the Astros, which, I mean, okay, cool, whatever, man. I really don't care, and I'm sure everyone's probably like, oh, you're a Lakers fan. You should. What do you think about what your king says? I'm like, dude, those are two different sports, and I get that there's gonna probably be some people talking about how I'm a Lakers fan but not a Dodgers fan. But honestly, I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care what y'all think, and all I care is about me. But anyways, yeah, there you go. That's what's going on between why Alex Bregman ends up leaving his agent Brody Schofield, and what exactly LeBron James is trying to do for something that honestly doesn't really need to be done. Eventually it's going to be done, but I don't think right away needs to be done. I think it's something more of down the road. Maybe we find out more things as we go, kind of thing. Once again, you always want to do things with logic, not with emotion. And to me, this was an emotional decision. And most of the time when you do emotional decisions, they turn out not to work well. So for my advice to LeBron James, even though I'm pretty sure he's never going to hear me, but my advice to LeBron James is to just focus on basketball right now, man. Focus on getting back into the NBA season. You know, you're trying to build your legacy and all that crap, so go focus on basketball right now. Don't worry about your side gigs and all that. Focus on what's in front of you right now, and that is the NBA season, not uninterrupted entertainment. But you know, that's just my thoughts coming from a sports junkie, regardless of my own sport I play. So with all that being said, man, tell me what you guys think. Drop in the comments. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe to Saucy Sports TV so you guys can get content on the other teams in H-Town. Also, click on that notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever we do drop videos, and as well when we do our live streams, which are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, man, make sure you guys join the Patreon, man. If you sign up for that $5 tier, you'll join our Discord, which I guarantee you're going to have a lot of fun with, because we do have a lot of great conversations in there. We have chats for each specific sport, you know, so there's a Dynamo page, there's an Astros page, there's a Rockets page, there's a Cougars high school sports page, there's a Texans page, which is probably the most active one. But we also do little Discord calls as well, so you actually get to talk to us, not only to other Patreon members, but also guys from the Roundtable, and of course Ed Honcho himself. So I guarantee you guys, you want to go ahead and join the Patreon. It's just $5, but it's well worth it, man. I guarantee it. So that with all that being said, man, chucking up a deuce. Y'all stay saucy.